Hello, my name is Julianet. I am the policy officer at the Intercouncil Network, also known as the ICN. In the fall of 2021, we started a research project on decolonial, anti-racist, and feminist practices in public engagement. In this research, we reflected on our practices and created a space for honest conversations around questions such as are we reproducing harmful practices in our public engagement work? Can we be decolonial or even anti-racist in a sector that is built on colonial and racist practices and principles? And how can we not only be feminist, but also adopt intersection of feminism in our public engagement work? And so we invite you to join us as we share detailed findings, recommendations, and more information about the research. And over the next few months, in collaboration with regional councils, we'll also launch our capacity strengthening workshops, where we'll collectively discuss how we can collectively work towards more feminist, anti-racist, and decolonial practices in public engagement. In the ICN research project on decolonial, anti-racist, and feminist approaches in public engagement, we used participatory research methods. We convened 13 participants across 10 countries in monthly focus groups between January and June of 2022. And we would like to take a minute to thank the participants who, over the course of this project, have shared their knowledge, experiences, and insights. These participants work with nonprofits, feminist collectives, activist organizations, and other organizations that use these approaches in different ways. You can learn more about these participants on the ICN website and on our social media that will be shared shortly. Since participatory methods center participants in knowledge creation processes, they align better with decolonial feminist and anti-racist approaches. They also enable us to create space for historically marginalized voices in these kinds of knowledge creation processes. And they also enable us to create space for diversity in perspectives, as well as alternative ways of knowing and being. We also know that a driving force for these principles would be the adaptation of decentralized and dispersed power and control. And it's therefore important to note that as a research project attempting to learn from these principles, our method also acts as a site of action. We are finding that questions around methods, language, and power are key to public engagement work that is aiming to be more decolonial, anti-racist, and feminist. In terms of methods, the change that we seek in public engagement is as important as the means via which we work for that change. And this implies that we have to critically examine our why, who, and how of our public engagement activities. In terms of language, we've seen that language is easily co-opted. So it's important to always examine our language in terms of how well it translates in our actions. To quote one research participant, language will only serve to strengthen decolonial efforts as long as it comes with an honest intent of being translated into action. In terms of power, an analysis of power is critical to doing public engagement work in more decolonial, anti-racist, and feminist ways. From our research, it's clear that power relations that are divested from colonial, racist, and imperial systems require fundamental changes in how we do our public engagement work. If, for example, we think about power with, as in power with the people, then public engagement activities shift to align more with collective power. These are some of the emerging trends that we can share at this point, but we have some exciting stuff lined up. We look forward to discussing these findings in detail, along with some recommendations.